Hello, members, and welcome everyone to this. We are moving to 100th Sky High Symposium, and welcome all of you. And today we have come up with Santulan, the name which has been given by our honorable IRS madam, who is happens to be the commissioner on GST, CGST, Smita Somani madam. Welcome, madam, from our heart. Heartily welcome to you,
Thank you very
and
much.
will be sharing her knowledge. I can see she's IRS. Along with that, she's a regular practitioner in yoga, and she's also doctor. Madam, very, I really thank you for coming here and joining and sharing your valuable knowledge with all of us chartered accountants. And on GST audit also, she will be actually speaking. What are the expectations from chartered accountants in GST audit from department side? So, welcome, madam. We have with us CA Prachi Parekh, who shall be sharing her valuable insights into the budget, the analysis of the interim budget, which has recently been announced. And we have with us Alpa and Prabhavati, who will be moderating this session, and my entire team, Shanu, Jaya, and Ruchi, who are there to moderate and provide all the support for conducting the sessions to reaching out to all. I'm happy to share will be completing in this year 100 episodes of Sky High Symposium, and very well conducted. Our first ever CA Women Excellence Awards, and we are happy that all we are disseminating this knowledge to everyone, and this will help all to upgrade the knowledge, build the confidence in all of you. It is our endeavor to serve the best to all of you. With these words, I welcome all of you and looking forward to see you again and again, remembering us and seeing these episodes online whenever you require the knowledge. These all episodes will be actually on the our web portal of women portal also. And tomorrow we are having 100 episode, which will be also amazing episode. So stay in touch, stay connected with us. Signing off, the CA Preeti Savla, chairperson of Women and Young Members Excellence Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for that wonderful introduction. On behalf of the Women and Young Members Excellence Committee of I extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the Sky High Symposium series. It's a platform created by the committee to share technical updates, enhance non-technical skills, and enhance our members to confidently express themselves in public forums. The initiative aims to empower and inspire our members to step forward and make most of the abilities. Chairperson of YMMEC is CA Preeti Savla ji, who is also Chairperson of Sustainability Reporting Standards Board and Vice Chairperson of Valuation Standard Board for the year 23-24. Vice Chairman of WYMEC is CA Abhay Chajar ji. He is also Chairman of Commercial Laws Economic Advisory and NPO Cooperative and Vice Chairman of Accounting Standards Board. This Friday program series, actually it's a Wednesday program series, but we're meeting on a Friday today, has been thoughtfully designed to nurture the growth and development of our cherished women and young members. Sky High Symposium is not just about technical updates. It's a platform to cultivate non-technical skills and empower our members to shine confidently on the public stage. Rightly, today, with the very important topic of work-life balance, we have with us Smita ji. I am so honored to welcome you on board to give us an insight into this very important topic of work-life balance. I would now read out a
You
short...
will also take on GST audits.
And also, of course, on GST audits. Yes. A short introduction of Smita ji. She is a 1998 batch IRS, has contributed to the society, orphanages, masses through yoga and social service. She's popularly known as the Smita Yogi. Her education in MSc Biotechnology, BCGA, LLB, LLM, MA in Social Science, MA in Yoga from American University for Florida, PhD in Yoga and Meditation, Florida, USA. She's an advanced teacher training in she has done advanced teacher training in yoga from Yoga Institute of Mumbai, advanced Kundli meditation teacher training. And in her career, she's worked as a woman and child in many departments of many government of Maharashtra organizations. And she's worked with Cabinet Minister Shri Suresh Prabhu in Environment and Forest Ministry. Amongst all her other achievements, the most impressive ones are that she's run 34 marathons and ultra marathons. She's a Guinness World Record for holder for the ultra marathon. National, state level gold, silver medals for swimming and CRSB. She has been continuously training street children, orphans, blind yoga schools. It is her passion to teach yoga for poor children and masses. Other novel programs attended by her are she's organized Dandi March Walkathon, where around 250 people, officers, walked as much distance as Mahatma Gandhiji. Due to her motivation, few blind people also walked in the march. In this event, participants were from all over the world. Organized Narmada Parikrama Walkathon, giving message of clean Narmada, divine Narmada. It was attempt to spread message to fitness and cleanliness beyond rituals. In this walkathon, around 400 people, officers participated across the world. Some senior citizens in their 80s also participated. Ma'am, well, reading this is making me so much motivated. I'm going to follow you everywhere now. And I really thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I really thank you for gracing us with this attendance of yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Yashvi.
Thank you so much.
So should I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I'm feeling very privileged to meet you due to just a few days back. Preeti Salveji contacted me and she said all young and dynamic chartered accountants, women are coming. Madam, you please come. So we were thinking about the topic. And then I said, I will not speak only about the GST audit. I will speak about the work and life balance also, because that is very essential in today's life, fast life. So thank you very much for giving opportunity to speak to all chartered accountants and other side. But actually, we are the family members. We are at this side and you are at that side. So let us speak work first. So let us start with GST audit. GST audit, you know that it started actually 1st July 2019, but most of the returns were not available. That is, GSTR 9 was not available. So we had to actually start it. The notification was issued on 1st July 2019 for GST audit. The notification, we had to start it in 2020, this GST audit. Initially, it was in a very primitive stage, and we were knowing which documents to collect, which documents not to collect. That kind of things were there. But ultimately, it was streamlined. And in 2000, let us go to the slide. You will have an idea. Can everyone watch? Can everyone? Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, GST audit commenced on 1st July 2019. Actual audit started 2005 or under Section 65 of CGST Act. Actually, I was the one when I was in the audit, ADG audit office, that is under DG audit, to frame all that GST audit manual. And we were discussing all the time how it should be and how it should not. So actually, you can see that audit is under GST is two types. It is audit by the tax authorities, general audit and special audit. Sometimes we feel ki, oh, this category we need to have some special audit, like suppose banks or builder category wise. So that time we can ask for the special audit, and we also appoint special auditors in that case. Special auditors in that case. Now we can go through all India audit detection. For 1920, it was only 95 crore. All India audit recovery, because 1920 it was very primitive stage. Uh, uh, and the recovery was 19 crore, and we all know it was a period of corona. So even trade was affected, industry was affected, and it was difficult to go for audit. Our officers also like coming uh, they were also having a relaxation. Everything we have undergone a very tough period. India has gone. Then All India audit detection for 2021 was 2,481 crore. And now you can see, now it is in the swing. GST audit, and I meet every other day young ladies, young chartered accountants like you, because now GST audit is in full swing, and it has a very important role that I am coming afterwards, and that I am going to inform you in a short while of a chartered accountant. If chartered accountant is knowledgeable, systematic, then it is like going together, growing together. So like that then our audit is also very easier, and we finish audit as early as possible. But sometimes due to lack of information, or sometimes due to papers are not ready, sometimes even assessee also doesn't know, and chartered accountants also sometimes doesn't don't know that what papers to submit. Then there are it may take little longer. So we actually want to complete it very timely, and at present it is completing quite timely, and you can see 22,000 crore detection, and I think 23, 24 we will cross 50,000 boundary. Next is you can see GST audit undertaken by the indirect tax, it is 22,000 crore. Nearly 48,000 cases of detection are found all over India. Next is this, you can see just now which I informed how much is detection, which has increased tremendous this thing, and uh, you must have faced, you must have worked in service tax audit and central excise audit, but GST audit is little different, which gives even freedom to assessee taxpayer of natural hearing during the audit. That I'm coming back in a soon, and it is mostly all record based. We have nothing to do. Audit means that all forms are completed, all their returns are there, and we are just scrutinizing the returns, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and returns. I'll just come to you. Now let us see the procedure. When audits are allotted, this is not allotted by local commissionerate. There is a big national level forum. In this, Director General Risk Management Division is there. Director General Audit is there. With all their data and everything, they allot audits, and these audits are when they are allotted, they also give against each unit some risk factors. So where we can check what can be the risk parameters. So those are also generally we try to incorporate in the plan. Audit plan, we all know there is a, when there is audit, there is a government makes one audit plan. And in that plan, we try to incorporate those risk parameters which are suggested to us by the two, three directorates at the national level. That is DG Audit and DGAR. So you must have noticed that assessee will come to you and inform you we have got a notice of audit and our audit is going to start. That is, first we issue GST ADT 1 form. So that time assessee gets GST AD2, AD2, ADT 01 form. You can check this GST ADT 01 form. That is like a just intimation that we are planning audit for you. We are coming for a audit to your place and we want certain kind of a documents and list of documents. So when this notice is received, it is then chartered accountant actually enters the audit. That time assessee contacts mostly to chartered accountant or consultant and asks him कि ऐसे ऐसे notice आया है, now what to do. And then we ask for certain documents which are general documents, that is all your returns, GSTR 2, 2A, 1, 3B, 9. If you have filed final return, that is GSTR 9, we all know. And if some other profit and loss, balance sheet, and income tax 26 says, you know, it is now available online also. Trial balance. See, these all are asked for them, which we call white paper, which include lots of things. So if we get paper on the time, then our job is very, very easy. In this case, I will like to focus more that what happens that is like I'm going to inform you that where we are facing the problems. Most of the cases, what happens, key return is filing by someone else, some other chartered accountant, and for audit, some other chartered accountant assessee deputes. So sometimes 2A, 3B is not matching. GSTR 1 is not matching with 9. Like all these kind of a difficulty, then it becomes a para. So what you have to see when you are giving the papers or when you are filing the return, please ensure that your one is tallied with other GSTR 1, 2A, 3B. This should be all aligned. They should be tallied with each other. If there is a difference, then it becomes a para, audit para. Because most of our paras we found that due to difference between GSTR 2, 2A and 3B. Most of our audit paras last year, before this I was in audit in Vadodara also. Most of the paras are GSTR 2A, 3B is not matching. So you have to ensure when you are filing the return, they should be properly done and those returns are the soul of our audit. Our all audit is based on these returns. So 2A and 3B need to be tallied and other returns also should be aligned. Sometimes GSTR 9 is not matching what you have declared. Then the assessee says, oh, this is filed by some other CA and before that. So when you are taking the case, all young enthusiastic chartered accountants in front of me, I want to tell them when you are taking case, please ensure what is filed in previous return. And accordingly, if there is a difference, declare to government first, and it is better to pay tax to save the penalty and further interest. That will be a good stand because now it is a period of self-assessment. We believe all assessees, we believe chartered accountants. So like, you know, that, but your return is something you have filed. Assessee has filed, whether chartered accountant filed or anyone, you have filed. So like, you know, that has to be perfect. And that should tally your all return. So what you should do, when you get, when assessee comes to you with GST ADT 01, and when before giving return, take a long break, collect your all returns and first find where is a mistake, why it is not tallying. that will be a great job and help for us. So after that, we form a draft audit report that is for ourselves. Then whatever audit is conducted, generally for small scale, we don't go because we do only record based audit. For large and medium, we visit the unit wherever it is, and sometimes we ask for a trial balance. We ask for a uh, we ask for a trial balance. We ask for the invoices. So we have to certain randomly check whether invoices are matching with your return, whether supply is proper. Sometimes supply is not supported by invoices. Then one more para I want to tell you. I always find 180 days. 180 days para is one where payment is done by the party against supply. Trade is payable. But that time, that 180 days payment done by the party against supply, but trade is payable, but which is not paid. That is also there. And one more thing is there. We find block credit. Under 17.5, you can check when you are guiding your as a consultant to your assessee in which item he is liable for ITC. If that is not mentioned in the 17.5, then he will not get ITC. So that para is raised in under 17.5. So you can go through the list, study it, and accordingly guide assessees to have less paras in the future. We also want that assessee all paying. See, we all are growing together. It is not only government grows. It is assessees are growing, industry is growing, trade is growing. Accordingly, our India is becoming such a largest economy. So we are growing all together. So in that circumstances, sometimes it is due to mistake or error. So we have to confirm that block credit in 17.5 there is a list. You can write down, and 17.5 there is a list, and where it is not allowed, you should not take a credit. Otherwise, it is liable for interest and penalty. Secondly, we find one more para common, late filing of the return. Returns are not filed on time. So try to it because it also attracts a penalty. So there should not be, it should be timely filed. It is a government duty. So just file it. You can, afterwards, I'm going to speak about work and life balance. So you can keep in your calendar trigger. I have to file it for these assesses, and they can file it on time. That will be great help for us because we have to impose a late filing returns penalty. Secondly, when papers are asked, it is always better to give early as the papers because under in GST there is a provision under 122 that if you will not give papers, means if you will not give the documents on time, there is a certain kind of a penalty. So it is not good that someone will get a penalty because that is then again he will go under this parameter, person who is getting a penalty. So to have a clean board or your name on the clean board, it is always better to file your return timely. When you are filing the return timely, and when we first glimpse only, when we are looking at the audit, when we are looking at the audit, and these are filed timely, then we first glimpse what we feel, oh, this assessee is serious. This is our first impression, and we know that how first impression matters. But we are not prejudiced. We look into. But suppose your returns are, every return is filed late and something is not tallying, then there are chances of derailing of our impression. So keep in a good this thing because we always create a list which assessees file timely, which assessees are not filing timely, and which assessees are always not tallying. So it is better to have. After doing all this, we do audit. And now there is a provision that after doing audit, we give one observation letter to assessor. These are your paras. Here comes the natural justice. DRC 01A, this is afterwards. After audit, we give one observation letter. In that observation letter, we write what are the future para and where we are finding little objections. That means we have not finalized your para. You can come, explain, but in 10-15 days. After observation letter, we just wait for 1 or 2 weeks because beyond that, our audit is also time bound. So that time you have to immediately come or with your senior officer of assessee, or you can come and contact and inform us whether these observations are correct. And if you have some supporting document, suppose proof of export is not available. That's why I am refusing you ITC, okay, input tax credit. And you have that proof of export, you can come and show that this is the proof of export to avoid future litigation. You can show this is available, and that time only in observation stage only it is better to resolve your all plans. So after that, whatever the remains, sometimes, for that observation letter, we wait for 1 week, 2 weeks, we phone them also sometimes. But no reply comes, then we proceed because we have to also complete audit in a time-bound manner, and huge number of audits are allotted to us. We have our targets also, departmental targets. So what we have to do that we then put up, there is a MCA, monthly meeting of all officers, which is chaired by me, in which ADG, Director General of Audits person is there, and Executive Commissionerate, where assessment is done. Those people are also there, plus all officers. It is not only one commissioner, all officers discuss each para after your observation letter, your reply also. And if para is decided that time in the MCM, then after that, on that para, you get this DRC 01A. DRC 01A, you can see, check. See, ADT 1 is this. DRC 01A, we get. And DRC 01A, once you get, that means we are going to give you show cause notice. Before that, DRC 01A is a hearing. You can come for the hearing. If you don't come, then we will proceed like that only. And we will issue a show cause notice, that is DRC 01. That is our show cause notice. And then that is, that when show cause notice is issued, it has its own way, it has own own path to travel, that adjudication stage, appeal stage, tribunal stage, and high court. To avoid this litigation, we always prefer that assessee will come to us, discuss us, or chartered accountant if any error is there, any explanation is there, any confusion is there at the stage of preferably observation stage. If it is not at observation stage, then DRC 01A stage. Once show cause notice issued, nothing is available with audit commissionerate. Your para is confirmed, and now it has its own path to travel as one adjudication case. Then it cannot be changed. And after that, after giving, once your paras are confirmed, some paras are dropped, means whatever issues are there, some MCM feels it. No, this is not classification matter, and we don't feel it should be classified in this section, it should be this only. So we discuss it, and accordingly, we prepare for each unit one final audit report. This is final audit report, which is known as GST ADT 02. GST ADT 02. Can you check? See, this GST ADT is a final audit report. So that final audit report is once you receive, it is final. And then it has a para, you will get show cause notice. And if doesn't have a para, then it is dropped. But everyone will get final audit report. Total number of GST registrations as on 30th November 2023 is around 1.25 crores. Actually, we are doing only, we could reach because of the officers' strength and everything, we could reach only 0.35% only. Because only 45,000 taxpayers have been selected for GST audit. This is even less than 1%, less than 0.5%. It is 0.35% only. We could do audit because of the limited strength of the officers and limited time available. So not to worry. Once your unit will come, it may come after some time. So it is better to finish audit. These are the forms under ADT 1 you have to send. Registered person in GST ADT 1 for calling of documents. Documents called for GST audit, balance sheet, profit and loss account, trial balance, tax audit report, statutory audit report, cost audit report, and other invoices and other, of course, returns also. All your returns also are required. GST returns 9 and 9C, invoices on sample basis, input tax credit claimed by taxpayer. These all things are required for audit. These are known as all white papers. And when we send first initial intimation, that time we request to send all these documents. See, it is a form DRC 01 issued. Show cause notice under section 73 and section 74. If it is suppression, misfood, statement, misfood statement, then it is all 74, and otherwise it is under section 73. Misdeclaration, all these things are under 74. You can see what are the last dates for issuing show cause notices. For 1718, under 73, last date was 30th December 2023. For 2018-19, last date is 30th April 2024. And for 1920, last date is 31st August 2024. It was original, but now government is saying that by 31st January 2024 is time limit for issuing show cause notices under 2018-19. So once these show cause notices, so many show cause notices will be issued, so many people will be coming to you. But that time audit is already completed. It is always better to come at the stage of observation letter stage or DRC 01 stage. 2019-20, last date is 31st May 2020. This now government has modified the date for issuing show cause notices under section 74. What is role of chartered accountant? CA plays a crucial role, you all know, in smooth conduction of audit by timely submitting documents. Timely submission is very important because we have to, once we start the audit, we are also answerable to so many agencies. We can't continue. You can give some 8 days, 15 days, some excuse that you are not available, some accident or medical thing, but not always, it is always better to complete audit within the time limit. Because sometimes it happens that if you will not give the documents on time, then we may have to opt for other mode how to get documents. So that is not advisable. Better to give documents on time. CA should inform the taxpayer about legal provision of discrepancies found in audit and also guide the taxpayer to comply with the tax as per GST Act. I think everyone is quite now clear about GST audit, how it goes, and it is a process. It is like a flow, and there are certain stages, and stage by stage, we have to do these audits. it has steps, and in the mean, it is good thing that in GST audit there is a provision of natural justice at the time of observation letter also, and at the time of TRC 01. Previously, it was only after show cause notice. So now also, before that also, there is a natural justice to the party and also to chartered accountants. So I think everyone is clear about GST audit, roughly where what is your role and what you should do. When you get the ADT 01, first thing is to start collecting all the documents and do your study and find that whether these documents or returns are tallied with each other. It is only record based. It is not investigation, only record based. So what you are declaring, that only we are going to ask it, right? So we have a faith on assessee. It is on the mutual trust in the period of self-assessment. What you have declared, that only we are asking. So it is an error in your declaration only, which becomes afterwards para. Most of the, means 90% of the cases. So try to find out if there are any error. But these are the things happening now, that someone comes and says कि वो 2A तो दूसरे ने भर दिया था, and now 9 महीने भर GST are 9. And sometimes even assessees also, actually it should be for assessees also, we should deliver a you came same chartered account. So, and if you don't understand as a chartered accountant, you can go to office, ask our officer, and everyone will guide you that what records we have to give and on. We generally groom even chartered accountants too. I think this is a complete picture about GST audit, isn't it? Most of the paras where it come, I informed you, 2A, 3B, late returns, blocked credit, and 180 days के बाद भी payment नहीं देना. These are the normal alert filing. One of the registration premises is not declaring. These are the all, and sometimes assessee also may not be informing me. He has go down somewhere, but you have to ask him, are you having go down? Are you having something? Then declare in this form. You can make amendment all the time, isn't it? But all these things are need to be declared in your forms, right? I think it is enough for you, isn't it? You understood all the procedure, GST
Yes,
audit?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So let us move to the very exciting and very close, like, very passionate topic, that work-life balance. How to do it, isn't it?
Sure, ma'am. Do we take the questions related to GST audit, if any, from the
Yeah,
participants?
then first you do these questions.
Yeah.
Then we will move to
So I would request the
questions.
participants to send the questions, if any, with relation to GST audit right away.
Yeah, they can ask me now.
There is a question.
Yeah.
What happens if the client has filed the GSTR1 return, but he has not received the payment from the customer of the basic amount and GST amount both? Is there any remedy available to the supplier in this case?
No, there is no remedy as such. GSTR1 is filed, right? Huh? But he has not received payment, but there is no remedy, no, presently. They should ask about the audit.
Yes,
They
yes.
are asking.
Yes, I would request the participants to ask only.
Ask about the audit. This
Yes,
is
only
actually
about the
what
GST.
happens, I tell you. Now GST is state government also, central government also.
Right, ma'am.
And together is the GST council. If you are so strange, you can always recommend to GST council.
Correct.
I know, and it is a new law. We are also developing, you are also developing, right?
Right, ma'am.
We just crossed a childhood stage. So we are also like, ask about the audit.
Agree, ma'am. Agree, yes. No, ma'am, there are no questions in relation to GSTR audit right now.
Yeah, no one has done, no women has done GST audit, but they should come forward and involve themselves more and more in GST audit. I just inform you, 20 to 45,000 audits are going to take place.
Right.
So this number is going to increase. So you will have large amount of work, especially in metros and other places. So that will be good.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, that patient, in that case, notice will be issued, and that time he has to pay. There is no
Okay.
other remedy, but
Yes, ma'am.
uh, uh, he can issue credit note. That that is available.
Yes, ma'am. Within the prescribed time. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
prescribed manner. Okay. So I
Yes.
think this is. Let us move to the very passionate subject of all women. हे बंद करो तुझं. हम्म. G, work and life balance. We all know 30, 40 years back, actually, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. So, when as a school also, I used to travel by train. And there was a concession available in a for the first class. I think now also available in Mumbai. 50% concession is available to the first class. And I used to find first class was quite empty. Only some professors, some very elite people used to travel in a first class ladies compartment, and we used to immediately get a place. And I could study also in my school days and college days. Now I go in Mumbai, I take a air conditioned sometime train. Ambika, I like to travel by train. I like to meet women, people. So though car is there, sometimes I go by train. And now there is one lady special. Every 1-2 hours there is a lady special. And in air conditioned train, there are two women compartment. You don't find a place. Why I'm saying this? How it is related? How it is related? Because now women working is enormously increased in last 10 to 15 years. Previously, it was the perspective was that uh, but before that, there was a perspective that if family requires money, then only woman should work. नहीं तो क्या जरूरत है? वुमन को काम करने की क्या जरूरत है? But now it is not. It is her intellectual need. It is her emotional need to be financially independent. Whether money is required or not, that is immaterial. But it is I have done education. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a doctor. I'm an engineer. What is the use of sitting home? Isn't it? And even my mother was a working woman. She was working in the Bombay Municipal Corporation as an officer. So we have seen कि working women, sometimes children also become very competitive. So that we understood कि ऐसा नहीं है कि घर में ही कोई बैठेंगे तो ही बच्चे पढ़ते हैं. That period is gone. Now children are also, they also want their space. They also want mothers to go for some time, and they also want their privacy. So but because of all this, we see so much burden is coming on women. Previously, we know some 50 years back, when there was a menstruation, women used to sit at side. She was made to sit at side because woman's body is basically, it is hormonal. It is you must have understood symphony orchestra. In that symphony orchestra, someone is playing saxophone, someone is playing piano, but that music has to be tuned. Saxophone has to be tuned. The singer's music has to be tuned. That flute has to be tuned. All instruments should be tuned with each other. So our women body is also like that. Actually, it is an endocrine system, hormones, estrogen, progesterone, so many organs. So what we always say nowadays, oh, women are the best taskmaster. Women are, and anywhere where there is a task, so many tasks at the same time, women are the best. Men are not best, but that is even proved by science also. And you see the advertisement on since all women are there, I'm saying this, on the television, you see, she can play. And then she takes a long jump, and people think, oh, then woman doesn't have any pain during menstruation. She can play. This is advertisement is showing of a sanitary napkin. So people feel that this company's sanitary napkin is used, everything is easy, no pain, no nothing. But it doesn't happen in actual life. I just inform you that woman's body is like an orchestra, symphony orchestra. It has brain, it has so many endocrine organs, and hormones play a major role. So what happens that most of the when I give consultancy as a naturopathy, I'm a naturopathy doctor practitioner also and yoga. So first time most of the women come to me in very early stage PCOD, which is becoming very, very common. Then cancer, uterine cyst, uterine cancer, uh, your other ovarian cyst. These things are becoming very, very common. Breast cancer, as if women are all susceptible to all the medical issues. So, how to change this situation? You must have watched in the childhood or sometime in the village side, there are two poles on which one thread is tied, and on that thread, woman is walking with one leg, balancing each other. So one is work, one is life. This is the family life, this is your emotional life, and this is a work. And you know that as a woman, I must tell you that women have to prove double in the field. No one takes woman as it is. He generally still we are in a transit phase. I feel in Indian society is still in a transit phase. They are not accepting that woman will work. She is a challenger. She is a result oriented. People don't say that. What people do, what people think, she may work, she may not work. But if male will come, he will work. They have assurance. That is not happening in case of women. So because of that, what is happening? Tremendous kind of a pressure, stress. These two poles are almost trembling, and woman is walking like this. So this is work or home. These things are becoming dilemma. Now I have so many chartered accountants coming, consultants coming. I know many consulting agencies also ask women to work for 14 hours, 18 hours. In the bureaucracy also women have to work, even in male officers also. It is not happening only about the women, it is about the male officers also. And society has certain kind of a family has a certain kind of expectations about woman. That if son is not well, woman has to sit at home. If son's official meeting is there, school meeting, mother only should go. Father will give some excuse. So all these things are happening. Still expectations are same, but you have to give the results. At workplace also, at home front also, at the family front also. So how to balance it? Balancing is an art. First of all, accept. The first thing is accept that you are a working woman. Don't try to be pushy. I must be like this. My son also has to go here. My son also has to come. See, every child is unique. And every child is born in a different way. Isn't it? So you can't do what a housewife is doing. But your child may not do certain things now, may able to do certain things afterwards. Okay, because all these things ultimately sometimes women also what happens they also pool work. ये मैं करूंगी, वो मैं करूंगी. And I tell many women are very, very possessive. They will tell, oh, my husband, no, my husband eats only my food in my hands, the cook, which I cooked only. Don't become so possessive. Let your husband also, let your husband also cook sometime, and you appreciate. If you don't like, still say, wow, what a nice food. Next time you only cook. That is how you will get a time to go to beauty parlor. Means I'm not saying like this, but even going to the beauty parlor has become a need. It is not a luxury. It was a luxury 20 years back. But when you are a career-oriented woman, you have to be presentable in certain manner, isn't it? So you have to balance work and life. So how to balance it? First of all, never miss your exercise. I'm as a deputy commissioner airport, I used to meet air hostesses. They were having thousands of problems because sometimes flying in the night, sometimes flying in the day, eating whatever the food available in the aeroplane. These all things, this brings up stress or not only on your body, on your body. So that you should try to avoid. Whatever things you are doing, accept it. Whenever possible, take rest. You should learn some yoga. And every day you must do yoga. Third thing is that women don't get sunlight nowadays. When there is no enough of sunlight, your psychological balance is not in a balance, your mood is not in the balance, and then everything becomes defunct. After 1 2 years, one doctor will tell you, oh, you have a vitamin D deficiency. So always try to take a simple walk, 15 to 20 minutes at the time of sunrise or at the time of sunset. Do yoga, whatever the possible. Do meditation. Meditation is very essential. If you are sitting in the train, don't chat with others. Just observe your breath and find how it is going inside, how it is coming. And we women, we know, uh, uh, we take a leave, isn't it? Everyone takes a leave. And what we do with that leave? We take, okay, let us start from here. I will come to this again. Just start from here. Suppose our life is 60 years. 20 years is gone, 24, 22 years is gone in 1857 के वॉर में क्या हुआ था, फिर 1947 फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल इज व्हाट इज द सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड फॉर्मूला, all ratta, all mugging up. 20 and you chartered accountant, I know 23, 24 jawani chali gayi, isn't it? 22, 23. After that you started working, every day working, and then for that work you are traveling also. So ultimately how many years are gone in nurturing children and all? 30 years are gone. Suppose your life is 60 years, and do you know how much we sleep? We sleep 1/3 of our life. Suppose it is 24 hours a day. For 8 hours we sleep, 7 to 8 hours. That means 1/3, 20 years we are sleeping. Actually available time is only 40 days, pure days. 20 years so we are sleeping in our life. So where you have given time to yourself? You have given time to window shopping. You have given time to beauty parlor. You have given time to your social media. You also have given time to your studies, everything. Have you given time to yourself? Ask yourself. Real time is you go for some time vipassana. That is very good. I go at least in 6 months once, 6 7 months. Go to vipassana, do meditation, take a leave for yourself, not with friends. And on that leave, you do meditation, yoga. 3 दिन जाके करो ना, किसने रोका है? But we don't have that perception about leave. If we will take a leave for child's annual meeting or shadi, marriages, engagement, parties, all these things we take leave. Take some time leave off for grooming, for rejuvenating yourself. That is very, very essential. If possible, try to do panchakarma at least once in a year for 7 days. That balances your vata, kapha, pitta dosha. When we are young, we have a kapha dosha. When we are women in action, we have a pitta dosha, isn't it? And when we become old, start to, after menopause, we start becoming little fat because we have a vata dosha. So try to have balance that. Try to do Panchakarma at least once in your 1 year. Every day, sit for 15 to 20 minutes before your sleep. Just sit quietly, look at your inside, and observe your breath. And if someone is doing japa, chanting, do chanting. Chanting is very good, not because atheist or something. That chanting or pronouncing, chanting Om again and again, it creates vibrations. And that vibration balances your body. You can inhale deeply and leaving, you can say, Oh, like that, you can say for 11 times before sleep and morning. That will improve your mind. Your mind will be related to your, means in mind will be aligned to your body. Most of the diseases are taking place because we are not is, our mind is not going along with the body. Mind is thinking something else, and body is thinking something else, isn't it? So when there is a harmony between mind and body, that is why we say healthy body has a healthy mind, and healthy mind has a healthy body. When both are aligned, then it is a healthy life, and there is no stress. But when both are not aligned, there is a stress. So if you don't get salary of one day, it is good. If you are doing that day yoga, meditation, or rejuvenating yourself, it is not essential because I didn't go last 4 years in any beauty parlor. Have a healthy food that gives you glow on your face. Have a natural 70%, 40, 60% have a healthy vegetables and fruit, fresh, antioxidant, coconut water, kokum juice, these all lemon juice, these all things. And whenever you are going to work, always carry one fruit so that you will not land up eating downstairs chaat or something like that. And these things give you energy. Also fast on fruits and vegetable at least once or twice, 1 or 2 days a month. That will make you very active. Now जिंदगी उल्टी हो गई है. फास्टिंग करेंगे तो एक्टिव हो जाएंगे, ज्यादा खाएंगे तो लिथार्जिक हो जाएंगे. So you have to understand how to balance. Actually, this subject is so vast. Actually, I'm taking someone else's time. Should I stop or?
It's okay, we can continue for some time, say 5 minutes,
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes.
So work and life balance. First of all, accept the life. What is it? First of all, accept where we are, what we are. Accept everyone around you. और अगर किसी को चेंज करना है तो खुद को चेंज करो, दूसरों को चेंज करने की कोशिश मत करो. यू कांट चेंज योर हस्बैंड, यू कांट चेंज योर बॉयफ्रेंड, यू कांट चेंज योर पेरेंट्स, यू कांट चेंज योर बॉस at the end. You can't change your client. Try to accept everything the way they are and proceed. That is the art of living. Accept, and secondly, forgive. If you have to forgive someone, someone is pinching you, some pain is pinching you again and again, try to forgive. Not because they have not done any wrong. It is to reduce your burden on your head. Otherwise, all the days you will feel, oh, that person has done this, I will also do this. It is all change. Don't fall into that. See, before I started seriously yoga in 2014, before that I was very aggressive, ambitious, so much. Then one day officer will not come, then what I will do? I will, first of all, my mood will be off. And then I will be shouting, yelling. Now I will dismiss him like that. But now I don't do that. When I call him, I consider that 10% he is not going to come. I should be ready to work. I should have other alternative to work. When you go in the morning, carry a simple things in life. Carry a change. If you have to give it to auto, give change. Otherwise, there is a quarrel. He will say, Madam, सुबह सुबह 500 रुपए का नोट दिया, and your day will start like that. Isn't it? आप बोलेंगे यार आप तो धंधा करते हैं, आप पैसा रखना चाहिए. We all were. I was also like that. But now when I have to go beach nearby or anyone, I take 23, 24 rupees, 46 rupees change to have a beginning as a peaceful. It is your choice to have a calmness, peacefulness. It is not someone else. Someone, not your family, not your husband, not your children or your in-laws are going to give you choice कि आपको peaceful life मिलेगी. It is your choice कि how to act in your life. I have a choice to remain at peace. I have a choice to remain at calm. See, you all are type A woman. Type A woman means we all are dynamic, oriented. हमको बचपन से सिखाया अभी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बेटी को बनाना है. You have become chartered accountant. My parents are made me brought me in civil services. Like ambitions, isn't it? Otherwise, no one will come to this. But we all are type A woman. But unfortunately, most of the diseases in this world, blood pressure, cancer, diabetes, किसको होते हैं? Type A people. So sometime you were type A. Now try to become little bit in your life type B too, like a backbencher. छोड़ दो, होगा जब ये होगा तो my health is first, isn't it? My health is first. Something Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dhana Sampadya. Our health is wealth. There is no wealth like our health. And healthy mind as healthy body. Always remain 3-4 principles of yoga. Always follow it. First, it was a Maitri Mudita Karuna. Maitri means always feel friendship to everyone, even your enemies also. Then you have no emotional turmoils. Your husband is torturing you, but still feel empathy about him. क्या करे बेचारा, दूसरा कुछ उसके पास काम धंधा है नहीं तो मुझे ही टॉर्चर करता है. Means I'm jokingly telling you, but this is an empathy and have a friendship, maitri. This Buddha is also saying, have a feeling of a maitri about everyone. Secondly, mudita, feel happy for others and own. अगर आप साईं बाबा जी के इधर जाएंगे तो 2 ही वर्ड लिखे हैं, श्रद्धा एंड सबूरी. व्हाट इज अ श्रद्धा? हैव फेथ इन योरसेल्फ, हैव फेथ इन हायर रियलिटी. एवरीथिंग विल बी ऑल राइट. ओके, हम लोग ज्यादा वरी करते हैं, ज्यादा प्लानिंग करते हैं. डोंट प्लान 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. अभी तक प्लान करके कुछ हुआ है क्या? डोंट कीप ऑन प्लानिंग. ट्राई टू एंजॉय ईच एंड एवरी मोमेंट ऑफ योर लाइफ. This is the work and life. Suppose you are working, you are going for as a chartered accountant. So nicely dressed, go. But if there is a flower pot, we forget to see it in the tension, in the stress. Admire those flowers. That is a staying in moment. Don't take stress. क्या है, जिंदगी तो चलती रहती है ना? चलती का नाम गाड़ी, वैसे ही जिंदगी है. तो have a faith in yourself, श्रद्धा. And secondly, saburi, patience. Everything comes at the time. Saburi यानी patience. So, maitri, mudita, and third is karuna. The people around you, have a compassion for them. अगर आपसे भी सक्सेसफुल लोगों को ही हमेशा मिलती रही, और जैसे आज चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट, सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन, सक्सेसफुल फ्रेंड्स, इनको ही मिलती रहेगी तो आपकी जिंदगी फ्रस्ट्रेशन और डिप्रेशन. कभी कभी जिनके पास हैव नॉट को भी मिलो, उनके साथ टाइम बिताओ और आपने जो कुछ कमाया है वो हैव नॉट को भी दे दो. जैसे ब्लाइंड स्कूल हो गया, ऑर्फनेजेस हो गया, सोशल सर्विस है, इसमें 5% आपका टाइम निकालो. इजंट इट? देन यू फील रियली कि भगवान ने तो उनको कुछ नहीं दिया. देन यू अंडरस्टैंड द असेट व्हाट गॉड हैज गिवन टू यू. इजंट इट? दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. खुद को कोसना छोड़ दो, जो मिलाया है उसमें खुश रहो. एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वी ऑल आर ब्यूटीफुल. ये हायर रियलिटी ने हमको क्रिएट किया है, तो हाउ वी विल बी अगली. एंजॉय योर ब्यूटी एंड ट्राई टू बी हेल्दी with mind also healthy and body also. Once your mind is healthy, body is no problem. It will be automatically. Drink 10 liters, drink at least 10 glasses of water every day. 4 liters of water every day. Isn't it? You will not require any makeup. 70% fruits and vegetable formula. मिल्क कम पीता है, बटर मिल्क ज्यादा पीना, ठीक है. Have this formula and you will understand the wonders are coming, isn't it? Exercise every day, yoga every day, join yoga classes, meditation every day. Be cheerful, smiling, isn't it? Be happy with self. If you are not happy with self, you can't make happy to others, right? So be happy with self. Don't उसको कोसना नहीं है. हम खुद को क्यों कोसे? Isn't it? Always be smiling, happiness. Okay? So that healthy mind will always have a healthy body. And sunlight जरूर लेना 2 समय का. नहीं होता है तो सैटरडे संडे जाओ सनलाइट लेने, ठीक है. ये जिंदगी उल्टी होनी चाहिए, पीसीओडी वगैरह सब चला जाना चाहिए. Isn't it? I think it is okay. Anyone wants to ask quick question?
Any participants have any questions with regards to work-life balance? No, ma'am, there are no questions as such till now with regards to this subject.
Okay. Should I close or?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. GST audit is said to be one of the most stressful audits for us chartered accountants, and more so for the assessees, owing to various clauses, provisions to be added to, reconciliations to be prepared, documents to be submitted. Your practical tips, ma'am, to attain alignment between all the GST returns and filing timely returns, thus creating the very important first impression. Detailed listing of documents that needs to be appended with the audit will definitely go a long way to reduce this stress. Your commitment to groom us chartered accountants in this area is also very commendable. With your second session, ma'am, you enlightened us with the importance of exercise, yoga, walking, exposure to sun, meditation, balanced diet, and instead of taking leave for other work or others, we should take leave for our own self. Alignment of our mind and body is of utmost importance. Ma'am, all these things are so visible from your radiant self, and we can see the no makeup look that you're having right now, and the fact that we do not need the beauty parlors as of now. Nothing against those, but yes, a healthy mind and a healthy body is something which we women can easily attain through lack of planning, lack of over enthusiastic career minded approach, and more of self-worth and self-love. Thank you so much, Dr. Smita, for enlightening us with your kind words, and your words will always ring in my mind. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Anyone wants some
from
advice or anything? I give free advice. I know. But don't
sure,
allow someone to commit suicide or do harm to themselves. You know, before that, speak to me.
Yes, ma'am. There are a couple of questions, ma'am. If you
Yeah.
can take one or two.
Yeah.
How to live a completely stress-free life? One of the participants is asking.
Yeah, very good question. See, I will tell you, first of all, you want to live a life of a lake which has a water, which is stagnant, or you want to live a life of a river like a Ganges. We start at the height of the Gangotri and reaches to sea, which has a flow. So if you are in a flow, rocks will be there. Accept that stress will be there. Whether to take it or not is your decision. Hurdles will be there. Challenges will be there. Whether to take stress of that is your decision. That is your perspective. You just decide, okay, challenges are there, I will take challenges. But don't get tension. Don't take a stress. And just I'll inform you, chant Om, do yoga, and keep your stress low. Don't get attached to your stress. अभी रिटर्न फाइल करने हैं, लेट हो गया, तो you take stress, isn't it? And what happened? that we also get attached to that return filing. That becomes our life. Don't make it your life. You are someone separate. And that return filing आज होता है, कल होता है, जब हुआ होगा, क्या करेंगे, है ना? Ultimately, we all are not machines, right?
Yes.
तो फिर उसका स्ट्रेस लेना छोड़ दीजिए. स्ट्रेस लेना या नहीं लेना, that is your prerogative.
Correct.
Or I don't think everyone wants to have that stagnant lake kind which has a smell of a life. We want a flow,
Correct.
challenges, isn't it? Accept the challenges, face them with a smiling face, and proceed. Complete stress-free life एक ही जगह मिलती है after death. Do you want that? मुर्दे को डेथ नहीं हो, मुर्दे को कोई टेंशन नहीं होता है. You know, we don't want to go to that stage, right?
Right.
Or when you are born, still there is a stress. When child is taken out of the mother's womb, even child undergoes a stress. बाहर आना है,
Yes.
isn't it? So there is no other thing. We all are living animal. We are all enthusiastic, energetic people. Take challenges, but don't call it a stress.
Right.
Okay? Don't take stress. When you have a stress, just relax. Take a long breath 5 times and look at stress as a third person, not you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Another question from the participant is that what is the best time to get up in the morning?
Well, at what time you sleep, that matters. It is
Right.
the best time to sleep is 10 o'clock. I worked 4 years at International Airport, night duties. I lost my, I had to undergo very early uterus removal because of that. After that, I don't spare my sleep anywhere. 10 बज गया ना, any parties there, still I sleep. It is best time, and 9:30 I become very sleepy only. Then I chant. It is best time to sleep at, first of all, don't remain wake up after 10 o'clock. Okay? And 10 o'clock के बाद you do chanting. If you want to have to complete return or some intelligent work, wake up early in the morning. 6 o'clock, I think 8 hours sleep. See, you require as much as food, even proper sleep is also required to your body. 7 to 8 hours sleep is required, deep sleep, isn't it? So 6
Yes,
o'clock
ma'am.
is fine. Someone may tell you 4 o'clock go to 5 o'clock go. Don't do that. You can sleep at 10 o'clock and wake up by 5:36. That is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. One
And don't
last
sleep in
question.
the afternoon so that रात को तुमको नींद नहीं आएगी. Don't
Correct.
sleep in the
Yes,
afternoon. Yeah.
One last question. We have time for one last one. How to react when your spouse and family does not support you?
Oh, very good question. This is not you. So many people have, isn't it? First of all, you should try to convince them what you are doing exactly. Ultimately, what you are doing and what you will be earning, it is for the family. It is not for, I think, you alone, isn't it? Working woman is not asset for herself, but for family members also. And your spouse and family is not supporting. In what sense can she clarify?
I think what she means is with
In
respect to the career.
Huh?
With respect to the career.
Okay, with respect to the career, right? And you want to, I will guide her that uh, it is better to speak to them directly and tell them what you want. Whether they feel bad, still it is okay. You can say, this is my life, and it is you who has to decide whether you want career or your family. If either of two, then what to decide? Many now women have a dilemma because every family is not supportive, and sometimes even family says that still you can go only 2 hours, 3 hours, like that, but that is not enough, right? So in that circumstances, it is a challenge for women to convince them, and if they are not convinced, then she has to take a decision. What is a what is the priority, isn't it? But I feel when there are kids, children, for some time keeping children as a priority, because child is innocent, he doesn't know. His mother is IAS, chartered accountant or doctor. He just requires some mother.
Right.
You can convince him, or you can हैव अ अल्टरनेटिव काइंड ऑफ अ सिस्टम। कुछ दिन अपने लिए काम मत करो, मेड रखो, बच्चे को स्कूल जाने आने के लिए मेड रखो, पढ़ाई के लिए ट्यूशन रखो, गिव सैटरडे संडेज टू हिम, गिव सैटरडे संडेज टू योर हस्बैंड। आई यू नो स्मॉल ट्रिक कि किसी के भी मन में घुसने का है तो पेट से ही घुसती है, तो अच्छे अच्छे डिलीशियस डिशेस उनको खाने के लिए दे दो, है ना।
Yes, ma'am.
मन
Definitely try this one.
मन निभाना आना चाहिए,
Yes,
नहीं
ma'am.
क्या। बट बिफोर टेकिंग एनी डिसीजन ऑलवेज थिंक अबाउट द चिल्ड्रन, क्योंकि मैंने देखा है कभी कभी लोग एक शादी करते, दूसरी करते, तीसरी करते, एंड अल्टीमेटली दे आर नॉट हैप्पी। दैट शुड नॉट बी देयर,
Yes, ma'am.
इजंट इट? तो बच्चे जहाँ हैं, हमेशा बच्चे को फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी दो,
Right.
because he is a person, he doesn't understand unless this thing. Your husband may be a culprit, your in-laws may be a culprit, but actually कोई culprit नहीं है ना। डोंट फील, हैव अ फ्रेंडली, मैंने बोला अभी मैत्री है, लेकिन बच्चा तो इनोसेंट होता है,
Yes,
उसको
ma'am.
अपनी मम्मी चाहिए। अच्छा, सेकंडली आई वांट टू टेल यू, जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं तभी उनको समझ ले दो, कैसे वो बड़े हो जाएंगे बाद में बोलेंगे मुझे तुम्हारी जरूरत नहीं। यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड। एंड create a respect for your profession in your child's mind.
Correct.
That is that is more important.
Correct.
Tell him the stories of women like a Jizamata, how ambitious she was and she made Shivaji.
Right.
Or Michael Phelps, swimmer, single mother, how she made a Michael Phelps Olympic champion swimmer with 8 gold medals. To tell some stories like this, so that they will say that when Mama is dynamic, child also will be dynamic. Mama is intelligent, child will be intelligent. And tell all official good things in a story manner to your son or daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it?
Thank you, ma'am.
Don't beat them anytime out of stress, because that is a violence. Don't take your violence on children. They never forgive you. This is my suggestion. And you will also able to never forgive. Never beat children.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. There are many more questions, but due to paucity of time, we'll
Acha, you can send me on WhatsApp
Yes, ma'am.
and I will reply them.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Really
Thank you,
grateful.
Papa. It is my pleasure to interact with all young, dynamic, enthusiastic, so many chartered accountants. And my office is always open. I'm always open for
Thank you
it.
so much.
Nancy.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We move on to the next session. Over to you, CA Prabhavati. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, let me introduce the second speaker of the day. She will be speaking on analysis of interim budget 2024. CA Prachi is a chartered accountant and law graduate specializing in income tax. Presently, she works with PwC. Earlier, she was engaged in teaching income tax to CA final and IPCC students for 12 years. Also worked as a part of editorial team of Text Shudra. This was the brief profile of CA Prachi madam, and we welcome Prachi madam, and she can start the session.
Thank you, Prabhavati.
Welcome.
At the outset, I would like to thank the Women and Young Chartered Accountants Committee to give me this privileged opportunity to speak at this forum. And I wish them heartiest congratulations on their reaching the century in terms of these meetings which are conducted. My regards to Ma'am Preeti Savla and Chartered Sir for their encouragement. And without taking much time, I will start with my presentation. I would just like to share my screen here. So this is the second part of the two-fold sessions for today, and here we are discussing some very brief proposals which were given out by the interim budget. So it was a very short and crisp budget, and why so we'll understand shortly. Before I move ahead, just two acknowledgements and disclaimers. All views expressed here are personal because I belong to the CA firm, so I would have to make this clear here. And secondly, all the images and medias which are used in this PPT, all due credits to their rightful owners. There is no infringement of rights in any case. Thank you. So now coming to why this is a short budget this time, as most of us know, this is an election year again, and the entire country is almost geared up to witness possibly what would be the current ruling government's third term. We're not still so sure about that, but let's not get into the political arena. But yes, being an election year, there is no comprehensive budget which we have seen this time around of the year. Now, once the elections are done and the poll results are out and the government is formed, we can expect a full-fledged budget somewhere in the month of July 24. That has usually been the trend. So that is why we just have the shortest budget speech ever by Nirmala Sitaraman ji, which lasted for, I think, still 56 minutes, if my memory serves me right. And there were only one or two announcements with regards to direct tax proposals. But since we are on the topic of analyzing what have been the interim budget proposals, we should also look around that how has this government played around in the earlier years. So, since the last couple of years, I would say around 3 to 4 years, there have been a lot of changes around the provisions which are related to withholding taxes. So, never before had we seen so much prominence given to the TDS provisions as was given by this government in the second term around. So, we had a lot of new TDS sections which were introduced. So, beginning with TDS on e-commerce, TDS in respect of VDAs, that is your cryptocurrency in common parlance. We also had section 194R, which is like an entire what we can say a big chapter in itself, which deals with TDS in case of benefits and perquisites. Notably, so this government also introduced provisions like TCS on sale of goods and TDS on purchase of goods, which was quite a havoc situation somewhere in 2020 and 2021. So government has been focusing a lot on, we can say, increasing the ambit of transactions which can be covered under TDS. There was also 194N, which is TDS in respect of withdrawals from your bank accounts, which was also a very unique section which this government came up with. So the focused areas where this government has in past brought about changes is in relation to the TDS provisions, that is for one. The rationale given here is that a lot of transactions escape tax because most of them are not reported, underreported. So it is like a nip it in the bud kind of strategy wherein you come out with a applicable withholding tax mechanism which ensures that you are deducting TDS right at the stage of inception of the transaction. So that is one. Secondly, the last 2 years have seen really detailed changes to the provisions which are related to charitable trusts and institutions. Now, most of the conventional CA practitioners, charitable trust is a very niche area in itself. So, not every CA's office would be indulging in charitable practice. But for the ones who are operating for this area, the last 2 years have seen tremendous changes. I can say easily without sounding it like an exaggeration that the entire manner of taxing charitable institutions has been revamped. And that is so because I'll just give you a brief background here because of a CNAG report which was released somewhere in 21 or 22, which brought about a lot of anomalies in the way of functioning of charitable institutions, the ring routing of funds for various purposes, and a lot of other gaps in terms of procedure and compliances. So this has led to these changes. I'm sure someone here in this audience who is practicing or acquainted with provisions related to this, it's undergone a tremendous change. So that was one focused area of this government's changes in the past. And the last is, of course, which was, I would say, undoubtedly a welcome change, which is in the case of assessment procedures. So, in terms of appeal or in terms of assessment, gone are the days when we have to really go to the department multiple times and, meet up with the officers and try and get the order, so on and so forth. Most of it is now being managed in a faceless manner. And though there were teething problems initially, I believe, and I would like to believe that those things are now being streamlined, and professionals as well as clients alike are really, uh, I would say, happy with the changes that have come through. So these have been the focused areas where this government has brought about changes in the past. Uh, the most important and the part which affects most of the people at large is the tax rates. So, for this particular interim budget of 24, no changes in the tax rates were announced. So, they are the same. If you are aware, there was this new tax regime which was introduced last year, and I would say it kind of added to the confusion of a lot of individual taxpayers, but we have all come to live with it and come to terms with it. And so as to not cause any confusion for a short period of time, of course there have been no changes in the tax rates per se. So the basic exemption limit, the criteria for age limit and residency status for the applicable exemption limit, everything remains the same as it was for the last assessment year. Changes, if any, can be expected in July when the government would come out with a full fledged budget. Now, because we are on the topic of old regime, new regime, and I'm sure most of us for this year would have made that choice, which way do we want to go? A common question which is asked is which regime is beneficial, which regime should a taxpayer opt for? So now this is a highly subjective scenario, I would say. So for all the people who are newly qualified, or I would say newly earning money or salary, the new tax regime could be beneficial because they would not have many savings or housing loan or benefits of those kind, which usually fetch some tax savings in the old regime. So those people who fall in that category can at one point in time think of opting for the new regime. Of course, others who are well set with their PF contributions, their ATC, ATD, the housing loan interest, they all can continue to go with the old regime. Again, it is a personal choice. You would have to work out which is the most beneficial for you in terms of the tax savings and then take a call. Right? Personally, if you ask me, old regime would still get some more brownie points from my side because it is one way to encourage savings and kind of bring down your taxes through that mode. New regime is for all the millennials and the Gen Zs, who don't rather believe much in the concept of savings. So even for corporate tax, there is not much of a change. The same tax rates of 25 and 30% continue. There were certain concessional tax regimes introduced for domestic companies also in the earlier years. Those tax rates have also been left untampered. So, other than these two basic tax rates, I'm not really touching upon on other tax rates for the reason that they have not undergone any changes per se. So this was all the discussion about the new scheme, old scheme, which I just mentioned. So April 23 onwards, the basic exemption limit for the new tax regime was also brought down to, was also hiked to 3 lakhs. And there was one additional slab introduced in between. So these are just a comparative percentages of what tax rate is applicable for the income threshold. Now let us look at some recent tax updates from the budget speech. So, as per the data which is available, they are mentioning that the direct tax collections have kind of more than trebled in the last 10 years. So, which is a positive sign. So, there is more intention of people who want to pay taxes, or there is less, we can say, less violation of any laws to so as to reduce your tax outflow in any manner. Secondly, the number of return filers has almost increased to 2.4 times. Now, a lot of checks were introduced to ensure this. So, if you all remember the budget of 21 and all, there were certain provisions, certain stringent provisions introduced for non-filers of tax returns, which was like higher rate of TDS and certain other disadvantages in terms of deduction of TDS thresholds and all. So Also, we have the penalty and the late fee, which is naturally there. So, owing to all these controls and tests which this government has developed over a period of time, the number of people who are now filing their return of income has kind of more than doubled. Another positive aspect, and I would really like to congratulate the uh, department for making their system so robust and up to date, is the processing time for returns is now almost come down to 10 days from what was like 93 days. So close to 3 to 4 months it used to be, 2 years from today hence, right? That return भरने के बाद it used to take around 3 to 4 months for your return to get processed and your refund, if any, to come back to you. Now this period has been shortened to as much as 10 days, and I'm sure most of us would have had experience with this, and this is really a very positive sign. It infuses confidence in the taxpayers, as also it gives us some uh, confirmation of the systems which are now being used by the government to update all these revenue departments. Now, these were some updates which we just discussed. Now, coming to the tax proposals. So, it's going to be a very short session because there are just 2 or 3 major changes which have come out. First one is, now this government has always had its sentiment that we want to ease doing of business, we want to improvise on the taxpayer services. How much it has scored on that front is a point which we all can see. But then at least there are some visible and tangible attempts from their side to bring about provisions in the act. So here there is one such proposal which was announced in this interim budget. A lot of tax litigation is outstanding since a considerable amount of time. There is huge pendency. Because of this pendency in litigation, the final closure of assessments gets delayed. And then there are certain demands in terms of the tax payable by taxpayers, which keep on lingering because there is no closure of such assessments or such other appeal procedures which are there. So the government has now announced that up to financial year 9-10, all the outstanding direct tax demands up to rupees 25,000 will be withdrawn. So for the period up to FY 9-10, if there is any outstanding demand which ranges up to a higher limit of 25,000, it will be withdrawn, and the taxpayer will then no longer be required to make that outflow, right? Similarly, for FY 11, 10, 11 to 14, 15 onwards, the threshold of 25,000 they have brought down to 10,000. However, this is a huge step considering that the government is ready to forego these small amounts. But if you look at it in number of terms of taxpayers who are likely to be benefited by this withdrawal of demand, it is expected to be around 1 CR. So again, the rationale given for this is to keep up with their promise of improvement of taxpayer services and to just kind of give a closure to all those small matters which are in one or the other phase of litigative pendency for a long time. So this is one of the proposals which was announced. Uh, the second one, let me just give you a brief background again. So, over the time, there have been certain exemptions or tax holidays which are introduced for certain sectors which need the government's encouragement to kind of boost up. So, one such exemption or a tax holiday was available to startups, which is covered under 80 IAC. Then you have investments which are made by sovereign wealth or pension funds, also units of IFSC, etc. So to promote more of these to come into being, the government has been providing these kind of tax SOPs from time to time. Now that the period of tax holiday or the benefit in terms of tax available to these entities had a sunset clause of 24. So all these were set to expire by 31st March 2024. But recognizing the need that such sectors still need more encouragement from the government's side and they need to boost them in a more aggressive way, the government has decided to continue with the available tax benefits or exemptions for one more financial year, and the sunset has now been extended up to 31st of March 2025. So this is basically dealing with amendments to section 10(4)(d), 10(23)(fe), 80(IAC and 80(LA) from a technical perspective. This is again a routine or a what we say year on year basis change which we have seen since the last 2 to 3 years. This was the other proposal which was announced in the finance bill of 24, which is the interim budget presently. Now, having discussed what were the areas of changes made in the past, what were the proposals now, just a random question to the audience here at large: what can we expect in July? Now, I don't know how many of us really watched the budget speech end to end. I happened to watch it, at least the direct tax part of it. So, somewhere there, the respected finance minister made a statement that when our government comes to power in July, so the sentiment is positive and confident that they're going to return back in power after this election. And that is why they have thought of a lot of things, I think, which we can now expect as a part of the full-fledged budget, which will come out in the month of July. So really, it is more of a sense which I get. It could be or it could not be any of this, but I feel more procedure related amendments could be on the anvil. So last time and the year before that, we saw a lot of changes made to appellate procedures. We saw the dispute resolution panel being set up, the procedure being laid down for that. Most importantly, and a very litigative amendment was the entire revamp in the reassessment procedures, right? I'm sure all of us followed that litigation which happened pan India. So I kind of foresee some more procedure related amendments to kind of get rid of redundant procedures and bring more system related approach in the execution and administration of taxes. I also happen to foresee some more benefits for MSMEs and startups, considering that we are at a really important part as far as the startups in the country go. And yes, withholding tax somehow continues to intrigue me because there is so much scope to bring on new sections in this chapter that I'm sure there must be some change we can expect with regards to withholding tax also. So, yeah, this was like a quick analysis of what has happened in the past, right? A glimpse of what all changes have been taken place in the recent amendments prior to this year, and the proposals which were covered here. So, majorly just two changes announced here, and some touch and go on what can be expected out of this full-fledged budget, which may come up by the same government in the month of July. So I think this was my shortest budget presentation because this was the shortest budget changes ever, I would say. And I really look forward to the full-fledged budget in the month of July. Meanwhile, I'll be happy to take questions, if any, or any other queries.
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute. Let me check the question.
Sure.
I think they have not received any question yet.
No worries.
Members, if there is any question, please let me know. Shall we wait for some or
Sure. We can wait for a while. Yes.
Yeah. They will not receive. Well, I'm extending my vote of thanks now, official vote of thanks. Good evening, dear members. On behalf of Women and Young Excellence Committee of ICAI, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Prachi Madam for her insightful analysis on interim budget 2024. Her expertise and articulated presentation has actually shed light fiscal budget. Though there were no much change, still she covered withholding taxes, provisions related to charitable trusts, assessment procedures, and what can be expected in July as well. Still, Prachi's dedication to elucidating complex economic matter is commendable, and her contribution today has actually enriched our knowledge base significantly. We are truly grateful for her time, effort, and expertise in sharing her valuable insights. Once again, I thank you, Prachi Madam,
Thank you.
for your enlightening analysis. We are definitely enhanced understanding on this interim budget 2024. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.